Welcome back, everybody. I'm not sure if you guys can see that behind me. There is a bald eagle flying right now. But getting on to the topic of today's video, I made a post yesterday talking about a case that is going on, has been going on for a couple of years, started out in the Biden Department of Justice and has just been, I guess, re-argued in court at a different appellate level as of yesterday. I made a social media post about it and it seemed a lot of people were confused by it, and I get that, there's some nuance to it. So here's what happened. So yesterday, an acting U.S. Attorney General in court argued that suppressors are not firearms and therefore not covered by the Second Amendment protections that firearms get. So again, as I stated, this was coming out of the Biden Department of Justice. That's when this case originally happened, and it is working its way through the appellate court. Now, a lot of people reacted that that would be a good thing because if suppressors are not treated as firearms, then of course they could just be bought at vending machines. Well, that's not the case, and I'll kind of explain why here, and I'll just tell you, if the Biden Department of Justice was arguing this, it's probably not because they want more liberty, and it's probably not because they want suppressors in vending machines. So the first thing we have to establish first is just U.S. law. What does the U.S. law say in terms of firearms? So they have a definition statute. I should be rolling it in here on your screen. We'll highlight it so that way it really jumps out. But under federal law, after the Gun Control Act of 1934, the definition of firearms has been changed several times, but every single time it has been defined since then, since 1934, suppressors have been considered part of the definition of a firearm. I believe it actually says silencers in the law itself. So it's been in the law that way, so that way it could be regulated like a firearm. So if something is regulated like a firearm, then it also has the same protection that firearms has. That's the position that gun rights organizations are taking in this one. And again, it may seem counterintuitive, but the reason for it is very simple. So if the government, again, this was President Biden's policy, if the government is able to take away the protections of the Second Amendment for suppressors, they will ban them. That's exactly what they will do. If you take a look at a lot of different states like California, Maryland, they pick out features of a gun, whatever it is, capable of accepting a magazine or a barrel shorter than whatever. Those sorts of things they say are not firearms, so they can ban them or restrict them. That's what they're trying to do with suppressors here in this case. That is the whole root of the case, if you will, if you follow it through the appellate process. That's what they're trying to do. So while it may seem counterintuitive that I'm like, yes, you should have the Second Amendment cover suppressors, some people didn't understand why. That is the reason why. If they're able to exclude suppressors or silencers from the control of the Second Amendment and the rights that are afforded to everything that falls under the Second Amendment and protected by the Second Amendment, then they will do it to everything. They will ban handguards, they will ban optics, they will ban ammunition, they will ban everything because it's not a firearm. That's what they're trying to do here in this case. In this case, again, just recently argued yesterday, the Department of Justice under President Trump is arguing the same thing that the Department of Justice under President Biden was arguing. That is the troubling part of this story. Additionally, as of when I record this, you know, the due date for Pam Bondi on her extension, her directive to get a resolution or a series of solutions on the Second Amendment violations that occurred under President Biden, her recommendation to reverse those, to the best of my knowledge, still has not been released. So she's missed the deadline twice. It's unfortunate. And a lot of people on that post that I made on X said that it's not the Attorney General's job to decide positions on cases and things like that. It's the Solicitor General who works for the Attorney General. That may be true. And the Solicitor General has not been appointed or gone through the process yet to take that position. That's still ongoing. However, these things are easy wins, guys. These are such easy wins for the Second Amendment community. Like, I did tell you in my video that simple fixes to reverse what President Biden did on the Second Amendment. Those things are very simple. Something like this, which is a very easy case that you could see at the appellate level and be like, oh yeah, we're not going to represent the exact same position, the anti-gun position that the President Biden administration did. That should be a call that someone should make along the way. And a lot of people are saying, well, the Department of Justice is very busy with everything that's going on. And I absolutely believe that is true. I'm sure they are very busy. But a lot of people voted for President Trump because of the things that he stated he was going to do to restore our Second Amendment rights. And this example that just happened yesterday is yet another thing that is disappointing to people who want their gun rights back. Again, I'm sympathetic to the argument that suppressors shouldn't be regulated. However, that cannot be done because because right now silencers, by the definition of federal law, are regulated as firearms, not firearm accessories. They're regulated as firearms. So as long as that's the case, then they get all the same protections that firearms get. And for whatever reason, this Department of Justice is still arguing against that theory. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. At some point, like, there has to be a change. And so far on the Second Amendment, we've seen Trump's executive order, which is fantastic. I'm very glad President Trump did that. It's definitely a step in the right direction. It should produce a result that moves us in the right direction, rather. But we haven't seen that yet. And then when we saw something like this happen yet again, it's just like when are they going to focus on the Second Amendment? And I understand it's early in the administration. People are going to be typing down below, Mike, it's early. They're checking off their boxes. I get it, but the Second Amendment's a pretty important box. And so far, not a whole lot's been checked. So that is it. I just wanted to explain that to folks, the context and the nuance behind it. And that's kind of where we're at, unfortunately. I mean, hopefully, the purpose of me doing this video, number one, is to enhance your understanding of the nuances of firearms law that are going on currently in the country, but also to draw attention to it, right? To light a fire under it, send smoke signals, be like, hey guys, fix this problem. So if you guys want to see this problem get fixed, definitely share this video. It will help. And with that, that's really it. I think we basically covered the issue. It shouldn't be a long video. It's pretty simple. If you don't understand it, you still have questions, definitely let us know down below in the comments. If you disagree, do that as well. I'm certainly open to it. If you like this type of video, hit the subscribe button on YouTube as well as Rumble. Additionally, hit up all my social media sites because that's where news breaks first here on the channel. It's just easier to do than editing an entire video and then uploading it. So there is that. Additionally, sign up for the email list at the website here on your screen. 2 different emails. It'll go out once a month that has all the videos since the previous month's email went out. So that way there's no big tech giants censoring your eyes from my algorithm. It'll also get you put on the daily deals email, which, as the name indicates, has the best deals that we find around the internet. If the item, whatever it is in the daily deals email on a given day, it's the cheapest I know of for that item on that day because I've already done the price comparisons for you. So hopefully that saves you guys some time and some money. There's also a good meme in there that a lot of people like. Additionally, we have an SMS list that you guys can sign up for at mrgunsandgear.com/SMS. So that way it's just another way to get around the algorithm and get you guys my content. So that is it. Thank you all for watching. I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.